You probably recently saw that Zillow is getting sued by the same attorney that handled the NAR lawsuit. They are simply stating that consumers are not being disclosed that the Zillow Flex agent that they are inquiring with is not a Zillow employee, and they are stating Zillow, or the class action lawsuit is stating that these Flex agents are increasing their commissions to pay Zillow the referral fee. I don't know about you, but I've worked with a million Flex agents and I've never heard of this in my life. Even before the MLS lawsuit and during it, when they were bringing up all this craziness, nonsense, I'd never heard of all of this stuff that they were making claims to, nor did they provide evidence that it actually happened. However, there's been a massive pivot in the industry with regards to the Zillow Flex program and where they are putting their money. I am telling you this for number one, because in our industry, we have 90% or 87% of consumers, 87 to 93%, actually, there's a range, say that they would work with their same agent again down the road. However, anywhere from 10 to 13% of agents or consumers actually hire their agent again. Why does this happen? It's because in the interim of those years, whether it's 5 to 10 years, the agent doesn't stay in contact. And when the consumer is ready to either buy or sell, it is the agent that is standing in front of them in which they hire to buy or sell a property. Now, we are seeing Zillow get into the game of post-closing targeting. We are even seeing homes.com directly market to your listings and try to say, hey, look, we have an offer on your property. There are so many people going after, quote unquote, your client and trying to convert them into being their client. Redfin now offers on their app, if you open it up, it shows Rocket Mortgage on their application. You're gonna see more mergers like this happen all over the industry. So I wanna pull up this picture. If you can pop it right here, that'd be great. I'm gonna go over this picture that shows Zillow's revenue share pivot. As you can see in the past, Zillow was more focused on the Flex model. And remember, it's the same thing that Redfin used to talk about. They were always focused on eliminating the agent. Well, they realized, and Zillow has realized over the course of time, that that just doesn't happen. You can't get rid of the last mile. That has been the hardest problem in the industry to solve. Redfin tried it, Zillow tried it, and guess what? They all end up at the end of the day wanting to come and work with the agent. I'm sorry to say, real estate brokerages, plug your ears. The money is not in the real estate model. The money is actually in the mortgage industry and in the technology. That is why Zillow purchased ShowingTime. They purchased it because they are getting all of this client data and all of these real estate agents' data of the information from the address of the home that goes into ShowingTime, and they see exactly when the lockbox comes off the house, it gets moved to another listing. Guess what? You don't think that's triggering to them that it's sold? You're absolutely crazy if you don't. So Zillow is now pivoted into a world where the consumers are living. You can't make money time after time as a big multi-billion-dollar corporation off of a 40% referral fee or a 25% referral fee to the real estate agents. And guess what? When you hear that 90% of consumers say they work with their agent again, but only 10% do, that tells you there's this massive gap inside of the world of real estate because agents don't know how to follow up with their consumers. And if you guys watch my other video on the 14 steps to onboarding a client the right way, and I have the list right here because I just filled in the video, but my last step in the process is lifetime. That means it is marketing to your consumer over the lifetime of their existence and giving them a role in how you want them to fit inside of your world. Right now, if you're watching this and it's the end of 2025, guess what? There are buyers that have bought with you in the last 2 to 3 years that you have not contacted that probably need to sell their house. And guess what they think? We cannot call Jesse and admit to him that we need to sell our house. That would be embarrassing. So what do? They go to Google, they type in instant offer on our home. The next thing you know, they get a call from an agent. They're like, hey, we're going to bring you an instant offer on your home. They show up with their instant offer in hand. It's nothing like they think. So then the agent says, well, guess what? I can put your house on the market and sell it for top dollar. They like that idea. Now they've hired Mr. Listing Agent and you are now removed from the equation. Remember, nobody is your client unless you have what unless you have a contract signed by you and the client and has a date and their signature. Otherwise, it's nothing. It's a relationship. So you think you sending cupcakes to your client once a year is what's going to secure you as them as a long-term client to you? Could you imagine if your financial planner or your CPA just sent you a cupcake once a year and then they thought that, you were indebted to them? The reality is you use your CPA and your financial advisor for a lot more things than just one transaction every 5 to 10 years. That is why it is so important to stay in touch with them, providing them value, and also telling them how they can play into your world. Remember, clients are either going to be an A client, a B client, a C client, or a D client. You focus heavily on your A's, you want to turn your B's into A's, and then your C's and D's are just there. If you had 100 A's and B's, you would be getting so much business. And if you were nurturing them the right way, your whole world would be a different situation. And the reality is these industries are now identifying these as one of the biggest classes of consumers to go after, because our industry has done such a bad job at taking care of the client after the deal is done. And just remember, as soon as that contract is over, these buyers and sellers become fair game. So if you want to have a conversation about post-closing automation, give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email, or even schedule a Zoom call right here in my calendar link. Take out your phone and scan it. We'll jump on a Zoom call. We'll see how we can partner together. And until next time, we'll catch you later.